Hey, I'm Brody Brazil, and welcome to Teal Town After Dark.
Thanks so much, Brody. What a night for San Jose Sharks hockey. They pick up their 1,000th victory in franchise history. They beat the Vegas Golden Knights for the first time in the regular season, 3-2. Holy Macarena. Welcome to Teal Town After Dark. This is your live and interactive Sharks post-game show where we are in stealth mode. AJ's got the jersey. I got my shirt. My jersey's on somebody's couch getting customized as we speak. If you want to be a part of the show, please do so. Join us in the YouTube Super Chat on the page or the app. You can also add us at Teal Town USA, but do us a favor. Follow us on social media all over the place. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and the YouTube. We thank nearly over 1,120 subscribers on this night. Mr. AJ Strong, hey now, how are you?
Hey now. Hey now.
What a game. Craziness.
The third made it all worth it. The second period sucked. But the third made it all worthwhile.
But the first period and off the get-go really stunk. As we get into it, the Sharks were at 999 franchise victories. Vegas had won 7 in a row. The Sharks had won their 6 of their last 7, including their last 4 in a row. A lot on the line. In fact, Vegas's last home loss was back in November of last year. Last lost by the Knights overall. You're going back into before Christmas. So let's grip it and rip it and get at it. San Jose 1-5 all time in Vegas, including the playoffs. Didn't start out too well. A minute 34 in. Tomas Nosek, not the Tomas we want to have scored, gets a goal from Reeves and McNabb at 134. AJ, this is like the classic Vegas Knights move. They just score early and make you go, oh crap, here we go.
Yeah, and I mean, if history is any indicator, you saw that and you go, okay, so minute and a half in, yeah, this one's gonna suck. I mean, Nosek he took advantage of a slow heat and what seemed to be an even slower Jones reaction in the middle of that one. That was felt like guys were sleepwalking a little bit through those first few minutes. So
yeah, definitely did not get off to a good start. And then of course 6:40 in, Lukas Radil hooks Wild Bill Karlsson. It's like, here we go again. It seems like Vegas gets all the calls their way. Heck, I mean, what was it, around the 13-minute mark? Hetty kind of goes on the rant about the refs again.
Yes.
I think along with everybody on Sharks Twitter for that matter.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry. I missed some things when we were getting set up. I'm getting messages here. It says Lacey's in the chat saying, I'm here for AJ's apology for getting all pissed off at us on Tuesday for saying the Sharks should keep Ryan and Heed over Vlasic and Braun. Did Ryan and Heed play tonight? Yeah. Did they win? What am I apologizing for again?
You were saying how we were suggesting keeping Heed and Ryan going since they've been on a decent run.
Hey, it worked. Fake it till you make it, kids. So Radil would hook Karlsson at 6:40. At 13:40, Hetty would call out the refs. Again, it's just I hate seeing this, but it made me wonder how many times that over the course of all the games that the Sharks have seen versus the Knight, regular season and playoffs, how many times has Vegas had the upper hand when it comes to playoff opportunities? And I went through and I ran the numbers. You'd be shocked, and maybe not in the way that you thought you might be. During regular season last year, 15 power plays for Vegas, 14 for San Jose. In the playoffs, 28 for Vegas, 27 for San Jose. So only one extra opportunity. And that game at the end of November, power plays 6 for Vegas, 3 for the Sharks. But tonight it was 3-2 in favor of Vegas. So pretty damn even with that regard. But there's something happening when the color guy calls it out.
Seriously, I mean, and I remember last year, I think it was a game where Vegas got like 10 power plays, and Hetty's, inside the glass, and he's like, "Make a call," for crying out loud. And one of the things I had on there, Donskoi was tripped up. I forget who the Vegas defender was, but there was no call there. I think you gifted for our Teal Town USA Twitter, but things didn't start out too well, and then Brady McNabb gets tripping call on Sorensen. Sorensen looked like he was doing a snow angel there, but nothing there overall. But from the first, what did you take from it? I thought they got that, Vegas got that quick strike that they usually go for, but then the Sharks stayed the course and hung in there.
Yeah, I mean, they settled down a little bit after giving up that early goal. Again, Radil would hook Sorensen, or would hook Karlsson. Sorensen would draw a tripping call on McNabb. The Sharks' power play looked absolutely awful. LeBanc and Heat especially. I don't know what the hell they were doing. But after one, shots on goal, 10 for San Jose, 13 for Vegas. San Jose 40% in the circle. So you're going, well, they're weathering the storm. They don't play in historically. We say historically as if they've been playing each other for years. But historically, they don't do well in Vegas. So you're kind of going, all right, well, you know what? You weathered the storm. Let's get through the second period. Let's okay, everybody take a breath. Now let's come out the second period and do this.
Yep.
And what would happen?
Oh, well, at 5:28, Burns would get a tripping call on Stastny. So things didn't go too well. And then 7:40, just after Burns gets out of the box, Kane gets a 2-on-1 with Burnsy. There was no luck. That turns out to be the first shot on goal for the Sharks in the second period. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Hertl scored on the second shot on goal of the period, and that was at 14 minutes, you're going, what? Like, how do you, what are you guys thinking? Like, you weathered the storm. You needed to come out and pour it on, and instead you went 14 minutes with one shot on goal. I mean, can we not?
And it was a great shot by Hertl, too.
Oh, I mean, you picked off a clear, a miss clear. I think it was Kane that was bringing pressure. Hertl picks it off the board, pylons Ryan Carpenter to get make his way to Fleury. Beautiful shot. And Hertl, just some highlight reel goals of late. You'll remember Erik Karlsson, believe not last game versus LA. The stretch pass up to Hertl, and Hertl just roofing it on a backhander. So, I mean, Hertl just, God, you can't say enough good things about him.
And he's been on a roll. And,
Ever since he's been put back to the pivot. Or I shouldn't say put back to the pivot.
Right. And then 16:40, Jones denies Nosek on a break after a bad giveaway. Jones, I thought tonight, he had those 2 goals he allowed, but heck, I mean, that was a heck of a performance, I thought, from Jones tonight, especially late where they were getting down to the nitty-gritty there.
Absolutely. Poured it on. I mean, Vegas was throwing. I totally thought Vegas was going to tie this game up. I mean, it ends up 38 shots on goal, but you get that penalty. Then of course they pull Fleury to get the extra attacker. I mean, we'll get to that, but they poured it on. But after the second, you had to feel good. You're kind of going, all right, we got ourselves a tie game here, and everything's even. So let's take a breath. Start to let's start the third well.
Yeah.
And it was great until about 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, at 2:16, John Merrill gets off his schneid, scores his first of the season from Peary and Tuck. Peary getting some love in the chat, and as he should. I mean, he's had a great run, and Vegas, good luck making a decision on him if you want to keep him up or not. Merrill scores his first goal since December 14th of 2017, AJ. And give credit to, I think that's the one, you give credit to former Shark Ryan Carpenter for just pushing Brendan Dillon out of the way to be the screen in front of Jones.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And when that Merrill goal was scored, I went, okay, there it went. I was like, there was hope, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to hold my hard copy ticket for the game on Ottawa just a little tighter, going, okay, that will be the 1,000th franchise win. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but just 5 minutes later, Melker would clean up a burn shot. The thing I loved about this, coming from LeBanc to Burns slaps it in, juicy rebound, but Melker, zero hesitation, just put it in. If he hesitates just a second, Fleury possibly gets over to block that, because it was a wide open net, but it wouldn't have been if he had held on to that for just a second more. And the other thing is, give it up for Melker tonight. Not only did he got that shot, but the thing that I really liked also, if you remember at one point during this game, Burns from almost his own goal line fires one up to Melker to get that. That whole play started from Burns, and the fact that Melker could corral that pass, that was not an easy pass to corral. So you gotta give that up to Melker.
Yeah, definitely give it up to Melker. And as much crap as he took early on this season, he's really turned it on the last couple of months. So give him that. Burns and LeBanc with the goal at 7:24, and then 39 seconds later, in Vegas fashion, of course, as I should say, because they want to come at you at waves, Joonas Donskoi gets, he kind of deflected in at the Hurdle shot from Hurdle and Kane at 8:03. Sharks have the lead. I almost want to say they have a lead for the first time in Vegas in the regular season, but I have to think about that one. But nonetheless,
Lacey, my. Get on that.
Our statistician, Kevin Lacey.
Hurdle. It was funny that it was initially called Hurdle's goal, but as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, what a bank shot off of Donskoi. That was fantastic. So, and again, Donskoi continuing, putting himself in the place at the right time. I think this is like Donskoi's 7th point in like the last 6 games. It might be his 7th goal in the last 6 games. It seems like he just continues to score here lately.
I want to say it was like 6 goals in his last 7 games.
Something like that. So maybe like that. 7 in his last 8. I mean, either way, it's who knew? I mean, just think about this. Just a few short weeks ago, that Hurdle was finding, the Couture line was the line with Donskoi, or with Meyer and Hurdle, and that was the one that was producing. We know that Hurdle previously did not play well at the pivot. He was better on the wing with Couture. That's never putting up the numbers. Donskoi not playing that great up in the season. And then what happened? You have to give some credit to PDB right now for putting this Hurdle Donskoi Kane line together, because it is giving other teams fits. And as far as I know, since Hurdle has been at the pivot, the Sharks have not lost a game.
They are undefeated in 2019. A couple of things to finish off on that. Vegas hits a goalpost for the second time at 9:20. Marc-Andre Fleury gets the puck over the glass. 16-16, Dillon gets slashing. That was a technology penalty, as they call it on the broadcast tonight, where the stick just disintegrated. But man, it was scary at those last few minutes, AJ. I mean, especially after once they pulled Fleury.
Well, see, to me, okay, 13-54, Fleury puts it over the glass and get the delay game. And at that point, you're thinking, okay, whether this, pile on. If you can get it, get the extra one, pile it on. And the thing that really gets you too is that it was just after the refs had missed a call on McNabb. But then they have to call the one on Fleury, obviously, because that's not a judgment one. That's it went over, it's over. That's
It's automatic.
Yeah, but they had missed that call. One of several, I mean, Fleury was holding, I think, Pavelski's stick, no call. Hurdles cross-checked, no call. I mean, there was a few. And then, like you said, the quote-unquote technology penalty when Dylan slashes Peary with 16-16. So at that point, you're going, holy hell. And then, of course, they pull Fleury for the extra attacker. But hey, give it up for the Sharks. I thought during the last 2.5 minutes, the Sharks made really, really good decisions. They weren't forcing things. It was like, take a breath, relax, just get it out into the neutral, clear the zone. That's all you have to do. You don't have to slam it down 200 feet. Just get the puck out of your zone. Everybody just take a breath, be chill about it. So I thought they played really smart to end this game, and that to me is really what solidified it, because they could have panicked, but they held tough. So I mean, 5-0 in 2019, your first ever win in the regulation against Vegas. Finally, you can get that monkey off your back. I think the third fastest team in the NHL to reach 1,000 wins.
Yep. Philly did it in 2018 games, Montreal 2064, San Jose 2112.
So, and 14 wins in their last 19 games. I mean, man, it's weird. Just when you see them like have a game like that Calgary one, it seems like every once in a while they need that wake up call or something like that. But it so far it's worked. And oh my God, I cannot wait for February 7th. I'm telling you right now, for that Calgary game, but still.
And not only that, they're streak busters. I think Tampa had their 8-game winning streak end on Saturday night against the Sharks. San Jose ends Vegas's 7-game winning streak. They've won 7 of 8. They now take over second place. They're only a point behind Calgary. Craziness. And give kudos to Vegas here too. I mean, they've played some amazing hockey, especially in their barn. They've done their share to come out of the, they were cellar dwellers, early on this season, where we were like, okay, now you're finally figuring out expansion woes.
Well, but you had
quick.
What's his name? Schmidt. Who was the guy that was? Schmidt. Yeah. So Schmidt was, he was suspended for the first 20. You're without Stastny for a while. So, it's coming together for Vegas. That you have to respect the streak that they've put together. It's been pretty damn hot. VGK coverage talking about the refs, saying, I don't put it on. I'm not I'm not putting the Sharks clearly did not win this because of the refs. I'm not saying that. I'm just, there were ample opportunities to, and I'm much more of a guy that it's like, you know what? I'd rather see the guys swallow the whistles and keep the flow of the game going rather than having, a parade to the box. But anyway, want to I know that the Brody and the boys have finished up, so I want to welcome everybody in here to Teal Town, USA After Dark. We go live after every single Sharks game, so by all means, please come and join us. If you would, hit the subscribe button and maybe give us a thumbs up there. Hit the notification bell. Join us after every single Sharks game. We have some other content that will go live from time to time, so check that out. We got some special interviews coming up. And follow us on the social media channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and of course, YouTube. So let's see. So Felix wondering or asking, have we discussed why Vegas was wearing white tonight and Sharks were in the stealth? No, we haven't. It seems like that was just a promotion for Vegas. Something that they wanted to do, like Winnipeg has done their whiteout nights and whatnot, or Didn't Arizona used to do something from time to time, like a whiteout?
The original Winnipeg Jets did it as a whiteout. They brought that over to Arizona when they moved. There are a number of times. I mean, the Sharks wanted to do the white jerseys so the Kings can show off their thirds on national TV. I think it's just one of those things where it kind of combined with, we'll wear our stealth jerseys. You want to wear white? Cool, we'll do it. And they promoted it as Frost the Fortress night. So,
and it was a Thursday, so keeping in tradition with the whole Black Thursday thing. Sure, okay. And then there's been twice this season, right? There was the game against LA, what the monochrome night, the colorblind game, if you will, between the Kings and the Sharks, and then also when for some reason Carolina did a road trip to the California Triangle wearing red the whole time.
Right.
And that was about, but
and then even Anna, you know what it is? It's the Hurricanes owner doesn't like their white jerseys.
Well, then wear the Whalers ones. We all love those. Come on now.
Oh, we should have had that queued up for Brass Bonanza.
Dude, I'd be like, dude, wear the Whalers ones all the time. Make the Carolina Hurricanes jersey your third jersey. Okay.
Chester Chivo on Twitter saying tonight was the first lead in Vegas for the Sharks during the regular season. They did have a 3-2 lead in game 2 of the playoffs last season. So that does sound about right on that part.
Kevin Lacey making a pretty good point. There's nothing on Twitter about the Sharks having their 1,000th win, although their headline for this win is a grand win.
Hey-o!
So okay, I give you that one, I suppose. They don't have the rights to the Whalers logo. I don't care.
If they
I still want to see it.
Well, then have them move back to Hartford, for crying out loud.
I just want
I'm sure they get better crowds anyways.
Oh yeah, no, I loves me some Whale. So anyway, that kind of wraps up this game, I think. Holy hell. Thank you for finally getting the monkey off your back in Vegas. Which now you've gotten, okay. And let's throw up our logo here.
There you go.
Let's see. 1,000 wins, baby. And that's a logo that Puck Guy put together, which I think is a pretty damn cool looking graphic. We'll check our Instagram for that soon. It'll be up. Don't worry. Check our cover photo. With all of these will be posted shortly.
Yep.
But you get the monkey off your back, but it does make you. There's two things that I want to point out. First off, you've got your first ever win in the regular season in regulation. By the way, the other win that they did get was overtime in the playoffs. But your first ever regulation win in Vegas. That's the other thing. You're in Vegas with your dads. You think that plane is coming home tonight? I don't think so. I don't think so. You've just beaten, one of the best teams, one of the hottest, the hottest team right now in NH. I mean, they have the longest streak going up until tonight. So you're going to tell me that you're not going to let the boys off the leash a little bit and let them have a good time, especially when you know that in 45 hours, you're playing the worst team in hockey? Just saying, the boys might get let off the leash tonight a little bit. I'm just saying, first off, when you're in the Uber, keep your mouth shut. And Kane, just turn off your Instagram tonight, brother. Turn it off. And then, of course, Sleepy saying Ottawa trap game. Of course it is.
Yeah, no, it's a trap game like it was in Ottawa back in December.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Money
that
Phone
matter,
Part 2, baby.
And for that matter, it's hockey night in Canada too, so that'll be quite interesting.
Oh, you know what hockey night in Canada means? That means we're going to see both of these people involved in that game. I'm just saying. Both of these people are going to be at SAP Center on Saturday.
They just won't call the game together.
Yeah, not together, but they will both be there. They will both be there.
All right.
Oh my God, Bodker with the game-winning goal. Shut the hell up.
Assisted by Dylan DeMello and Chris Tierney.
No. It'll probably be by Balsers.
Oh, ouch.
Hey now.
Ouch. So recapping the numbers, Golden Knights had 38 shots on goal, San Jose 27, faceoffs 52-48, which was about around the same amount of percentages they had throughout the entire game. Both teams went 0-for on the power play. Sharks 0-for-2, Knights 0-for-3. One interesting stat here, AJ. I don't know what happened, but the Sharks power play has fallen, or penalty kill, has gone down to 7th in the
Yeah, they need to tighten that up. They've over the last 10 games, like even though they're 5-0 and they've won 14 of the last 19, the PK could be tightened up a scotch. Just a scotch. Lacey's saying can't be Balsers. He's already scored his first NHL goal. He can still get an assist. I'm just saying. Still get an assist.
He'll have post-Kuhre syndrome in that sense, right? Chester Chivo saying Sharks can break the Ottawa's 2-game streak on Saturday. And he's also asking, should the Sharks look at Sergei Bobrovsky at the deadline?
Oh boy.
Do you even try to? Do you really need to?
Well, see, that's the whole thing is let's not start rubbing each other the right way just quite yet. This is 2 straight games now that Jones has put up solid numbers. Tonight 947, last one 957. So let's see a little more. I'm liking 2019 Jones so far. 2018 I wasn't that happy with. 2019 Jones I'm digging so far. Let's see that continue. That's my thing. I just we gotta let's just see what happens throughout the rest of this January. At least let's get to the All-Star break and we'll reassess. But Rob saying I think Bob goes to Edmonton. They could certainly use the help. I mean, Koskinen and Talbot have been a little bit like Jones and Dell from time to time, streaks of goodness and streaks of horrific. So
gotcha.
Anywho,
Bob to Philly. That would be an interesting one for sure.
Philly.
I don't know what they would do with him for anything. Lacey wants the link.
For what? We're not talking about Barracuda.
Oh, jeez. Well, speaking of Barracuda, they do play tomorrow night.
Ontario. God, they suck. They're the worst team in the division. So I kid. But it's pretty much just because they're the affiliate, LA Kings affiliate. What are you going to do?
Right. So, yeah.
All right. When did you? Yeah, we'll bring him on in a skosh. So I know you talked a little bit Jersey jargon earlier today with Jerk. Okay. Let's get into these all-star jerseys for just a hot minute.
All right.
I know you guys talked about it. I just want to give my take on this.
Okay.
It could have been worse. It could have been much worse. We remember the highlighter jerseys. We remember those. So I'm just saying it could have been worse. Now, could it have been better? Oh, sure. At the very least, I think they could have, just because if you look at how much color is involved in the All-Star logo, when you look at the color that was involved when they announced the rosters You know, when they did the roster reveal for the All-Star game, you know, they used all these colors. They used orange, they used gold, they used that red, and they used that kind of blue teal when they were announcing. So it stood to reason like, oh, okay, there could be some sort of color involved in this that could be interesting. At the very least, like, I don't know, like, you know, these right here. Maybe the Pacific Division has teal armbands and the Metro has blue ones or whatever. You could have done something at least along that line. Like, there you go. So you could have had the Atlantic with blue stripes and the Central with red and the Pacific with, well, I would have preferred teal. But anyway, you get my point. But my whole thing is when somebody, what was it? Somebody put NHL Trail. Where is the teal in the jerseys? It's in the collar. Yeah. That's where it is. It's behind the collar. So it's, you know, to me, I look at it and I go, it could have been worse, but here's where they did get it right. They finally figured out, you know what? Let's get rid of the shield on the front. And let's put the team logo, the logo of the team that they play for. And it also kind of it's a takeoff, if I remember correctly, of like the NBA All-Star jerseys last season.
Last year they had them.
Yeah, so you have that kind of takeoff. I just sit there. I would say my only beef is I would have liked to have seen them do 4 jerseys, do black, do white, do a gray, do a teal or whatever. You represent the 4 primary, or I'm sorry, black, white, orange, and teal. You know, use the 4 colors in the Sharks palette. I think that would have been fine. That would have been very cool. And see, that's my, okay, so my final take on this. Of course, I want to see an authentic Adidas one in person, but to me, this is the NHL just pissing away a revenue stream. Why not do 4 jerseys? You might sell more. Hello. And from what I've heard, there's a lot of places that have the Fanatics one. They don't have the Adidas. They don't have the Authentics. Why the hell not? Why weren't these like just being shipped out the door, you know, in truckloads right now? And I've heard a rumor that even there's going to be certain places that they're not going to carry all of them. They're going to carry like a couple ones. Like you might go someplace and they'll have Burns and Karlsson, but they won't have Pavelski. Or they'll have, give me another team that has like at least 2.
Tampa.
Okay, who'd they send? Stamkos and Kucherov? Yeah, so they might have Kucherov, but they're not going to have Stamkos. Like they're, you know, and it's just kind of like what the. And from what I understand, a lot of this it's the Fanatics ordering process. We really can we get a petition going to like end all contracts with Fanatics? Let them do other NBA. Let them do that. Get your hands away from my hockey, man. All you're doing is pissing people off. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. And Lacey's saying, you know, maybe throw up some banners around the arena to advertise it. That's, you know, like how you know that you were having this for over a year. Exactly. How were there not, you know, you go around downtown San Jose and Coleman and you see the banners on the street lamps. How is like not every other banner something about the All-Star game? I guess they're just going to, you know, the week before, I guess they'll just go out and replace all the banners for a week and then switch everything back or something. I don't know, but just that's and that's not on the Sharks. That's on the NHL. This is their event. So it's just, you know, one more thing with the NHL. I don't understand why aren't you getting this area hyped for this?
Well, and the worst part is that I can, it's almost we know for sure, AJ, that most of the television and radio media probably doesn't even know that it's happening in 2 weeks, let alone know that it's in San Jose. And that's a scary part to me in my mind, because we'll hear more about, oh, Boogie Cousins is coming back to play for the Warriors on the 16th, and yet, oh, by the way, the Sharks won and they're taking like 2 weeks off. We don't know why. That's probably what you'll end up getting, which really pisses me off about that.
Well, Dude, now granted, the Super Bowl is on a totally other level. I get that. We all get that. Not to mention the fact that their budget is about 1 billion times more than the NHL. We understand that. So before you go lighten me up for what I'm about to say, I'm saying I get that. But when the Super Bowl was coming to Levi's, there was stuff everywhere in the Bay Area. And even when Levi's hosted the national championship last Monday, there was stuff, also downtown and everything like that. That was one game. And Alabama and Clemson, really? It's like, this is a local team. You've got NHL's biggest stars coming in, and it's a whole weekend where you've got a fanfare on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, Sunday. You've got 2 huge events. You've got the skills competition. You've got the actual game. I just don't understand how there is not more of a push behind it. That's I'll get off my soapbox now. But none of that is directed at the Sharks. This is an NHL event. This is the NHL, screwing up again and just missing revenue opportunities. And then they sit there and cry poor when it's time to, deal with the NHL or with the PA,
Yeah. And that's the tough part. And we hope to find out if Logan Couture is the 4th Shark to go to the All-Star game. The voting is over for the last men in. We'll somehow find out very soon as to who that 4th person is from the Pacific Division. But
who do you think? Who's the smart money on? Who do you think it's going to go? I think it's Giordano.
It's either Giordano or Couture.
See,
and they were talking about this on NHL Now today, and I'm like, Draisaitl,
See,
maybe, but I can't see anybody else realistically.
The reason why I don't think it's going to be Couture is because the Sharks already have 3 reps. And it's not like they're like the NHL is going to release what the numbers were, so you can't audit it. I think it's going to be it's going to be somebody from the Flames, because they're only sending 1 right now, top of the division. To me, it seems pretty obvious. If the Sharks only had 2 going, I'd say Couture has a good shot. The fact that it's Pavelski, Karlsson, and Burns already going, I don't think Couture has a hope in hell.
Here's the reason why I think it might be Couture. Only because you already have 3 defensemen on the team.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'll give you that, but I don't know.
I mean, unless we go dun, 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 Burns to forward.
Oh, there you go.
Then,
oh, I mean, yeah. We need that drama sounder from Instagram. 21 Pucks pointing out the Bolts had 4. They had that last year, right? But weren't the Bolts like pretty much just about where they are now? Like they were killing it last year about this time. I mean, I don't think they're killing it as much, but still, thought they were pretty strong at this point last season.
Tampa, they were pretty strong and were well represented at last year's ASG.
Oh, Josh on Twitter asking, will the Pacific and Central wear the blacks and Metro or the Met and the Atlantic wear the whites? Why does each team have both colors? Because the Metro and Atlantic have to play each other at one point, right?
Right.
So they can't both be in white. So that's why everybody gets 2 jerseys.
It's similar to what happened in Nashville a couple years ago, where they have 2 sets of jerseys. They may not wear one set depending on the outcome of the games. So it's just essentially to have it just in case.
Can't wait for the auction for that. Not a game worn, just a game issued.
So, all right. With that, is it time, Mr. Strong?
All right. But boy. It's pretty obvious because San Jose is hosting it, and because of what Owen Nolan did in '97, Nolan has to drop the ceremonial force puck. If
he's not involved, shame on the NHL.
Well, but I just was on a soapbox a couple minutes ago about it. I'm surprised Nolan didn't drop it for the Tampa Bay game, to be honest with you. Since it was his bobblehead night.
I agree.
So
I completely agree.
But if not Nolan, it better be John Scott. I'm just saying.
That's
just saying.
That's true. Now is the time?
Sure.
All right, let's have at it. Maybe.
Have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around.
Yes, I will.
No, it's wrap around for crying out McLeod. Ay, ay, ay. Decent night in the NHL in Boston. Capitals 4, Bruins 2. Ovechkin puts Chara over the boards and onto the bench, but Ovi also scored 2 more goals. Man, all that talent, and he isn't getting an all-star nod. That's just too bad. Oh, that's right. He didn't want to fly all the way out the Sunset. My bad. I'm sure the Pacific Division had representatives that didn't fly out to Tampa because they were tired and had to prep for the playoffs too, right?
Yeah, but it's funny you say that. I don't know if you saw Twitter Mission. Curtis Brown brought up a really interesting point about that. And maybe it's a case of the reason why Ovechkin is doing this. Do you remember how pissed off he was about the NHL not participating in the Olympics?
Sure. So was Marc-Edouard Vlasic too.
Yes, but Edouard Vlasic hasn't been named to the All-Star game. Ovechkin has. And so it's this idea of, I really wanted to. So it's kind of like a subtle protest. It's very kind of conspiracy. The truth is out there. But either way, I thought it was an interesting point to consider where it's kind of like, yeah, I'm one of the biggest names in hockey. And, but this is kind of my subtle protest. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm sure Carey Price was so upset too.
Well, Carey Price is nursing an injury, though, right?
Along with Patrice Bergeron, who was in the last man vote and publicly said, "Don't vote for me."
Oh,
like, really? Well, really? I mean,
it just goes to show that the players don't really care about this event. What are you going to do? Maybe. Okay, here's an interesting idea. Once you're named to it once, you can't be named to it again. How about that? You can go to it once. After
congratulations, that, AJ Strong. You just been nominated to be on the All-Star team. Then
you never have to go again. You can just go that one time. There you go.
Gotcha. All right, getting back at it. Maple Leafs 4, Devils 2. John Tavares pots his 300th goal. He actually gets 2 on the night. Mitch Marner his 16th goal. Ron Hainsey his 4th. Hutchinson gets the victory for the Leafs. Kincaid takes the loss for the Devils.
VGK coverage in the chat. I, for one, think all goalies should be allowed to sit out. I think goalies should be like optional. Mate, you know what? Here's what you do. Here is the plan. All the goalies can stay at home and you just play 3-on-3 hockey, no goalie. But the thing is, the nets, you use those nets that are about that big that they use in the skills competition. Those are what you use. See? That's the deal. You use those skills competition nets that are like 4 inches wide. Then you'd see some interesting hockey, my friend.
AJ, no. See, here's what I'm thinking. You just let them. You have them play. What is it? 3-bar, where they have to hit the post and then the crossbar. Because then you'd hear Mike Emmerich for like the next 3 hours. Hit the post with the shot.
Nope. Don't want to hear it.
All right. The Battle of New York. On Manhattan, Islanders 4, Rangers 3. Barzal with his 13th. Eberle, Lee, Bailey gets the goal. Laner with the win. Lundqvist with the loss. Shattenkirk gets his 2nd goal of the season. A shocker in Philly. Flyers 2, Stars 1. Oh boy, Jim Lights is going to be pissed. However, Jamie Benn did get his 18th. Carter Hart with the victory as James Van Riemsdyk gets the game winner.
I want to know how many points Sagan and Ben have put up since Lights went crazy.
They've put up a pretty decent amount.
I was going to say, I thought Sagan has had a decent run since.
He had 2 goals the other night, so that's for sure.
Ooh, I like Skyler's idea. We put in mascots as the goalies.
Well, congrats to the Metropolitan Division as Gritty and his luscious hair shuts out everybody else. You know who's not getting shut out? Sergei Bobrovsky. Well, actually, he is getting shut out. Out from.
He's not in the game, dude.
Well, that's my point. He was not allowed to be a part of the team tonight as John Tortorella picks up his 600th victory in a 4-3 overtime win over the Nashville Predators. Columbus gets 2 goals from Anteri Panarin, his 14th and 15th. Victor Arvidsson, Benino, and Ekholm get the goals for the Preds in the loss. And talking about Bobrovsky, man.
Mr. Chengo in the chat. How does your cat stay asleep during this whole show? I have no idea. But she pulls it off, brother.
Yeah, but Bobrovsky, man, what an interesting situation in Columbus. And what do you do?
I mean, what is that? I got to be honest with you. I know that there's like things happening there, but I don't even know the whole story of what the hell's going on. I just saw that he's kind of like been disinvited. Who did he piss off Tortorella? I mean, what's going on? I don't even know.
Let me get the thing up here, and
but the other thing is, there's a really large part of me that just doesn't care. That's why. That's
true, but it just adds on to the entire controversy and whether or not they're going to trade him at the deadline to get something for him, because I think it's pretty obvious here that he's not coming back to Columbus anytime soon.
I mean, is this like full-blown Patrick Waugh Montreal situation here?
Well, when the team tells you to stay home, I mean,
the whole thing being is that everything is kept so goddamn close to the vest. You'll never know the real story. It'll never get out. It'll be one of those 30 for 30s in about 15 years on ESPN. So look out for that. Well, wait a minute. ESPN doesn't talk about hockey. There'll be something on NHL Network, but anyway.
Either from the release on the website, Columbus Blue Jackets goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky will not be with the team for tonight's game versus the Nashville Predators. Club general manager Jarmo Kekalainen announced today, quote, "There are certain expectations and values that we have established for our players that define our culture," Kekalainen said. An incident occurred. Oh, wow. Where's Brendan?
See, this is what I'm saying. See,
an incident occurred when Sergei failed to meet those expectations and values.
Okay, so he probably told an off-color joke or something. I mean, we'll never know what it is, but he did something that he shouldn't have done, and everybody's has clutching the pearls over it and losing their mind. So we move on. Who cares? By the way, the Lightning beat the Hurricanes tonight.
Braden Point, who should be in the All-Star game with your final vote, had 2 goals on that one.
Yeah, geez, Louise, is he putting up points?
He's had 28 on the season.
Dude,
if he doesn't get in, shame on them.
Dude, I hope just like Point and Kucherov are just trolling each other, like, pranking each other about who can get more points, man.
That'd be awesome.
I think that would be great.
Blues 4, Montreal 1. Jay Bouwmeester gets his 2nd of the season. Brendan Gallagher gets the lone goal for the Canadiens as Carey Price, that loser who's not going to the All-Star game, picks up the loss against the team that sucks.
Yeah. Okay, a couple things in the chat. He banged someone's wife. You never know. We've seen Sean Avery, sloppy seconds. Let it go. Thoughts on this? I think we should trade for Panarin. Okay, that's a great idea. Who do you trade? How do you make the numbers work? Like I think we should trade for Connor McDavid. Doesn't mean I can make the math work and get him here. It's like, if you're going to put that out there, like it's like people say, oh, we got to fire the head coach and replace him with who? Like, give me an idea of who you want to slot in. Sharks should try and get Erik Stahl from Minnie. Okay. Again, how? What, like, give me your game plan on that. I wouldn't mind having Eric Fairback, to be honest with you, even though I know he went down, but there you go. Yeah, Lacey's. I think we should trade for McDavid. Absolutely.
Did you give him the link, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So we move on to St. Louis.
No, we already covered St. Louis. They won 4-1 over Montreal. The Battle of the INN.
How many games has Carey Price won since he bagged out of the All-Star game?
None. And he shouldn't win anything. Yeah, hope he remembers that one. The Battle of the INN, Minnie and Winnie. Oh, bother. Minnesota wins 3-2 over the Jets. Tanev and Scheifele get the goals for Winnipeg, Greenway, Zucker with 2 goals on the night as Dubnik needs Hella Buck on that one.
Wait, hold on. Somebody trade for Roman Polak.
No. Oh, jeez.
Didn't he just get like put down or something? Who am I thinking
What
of?
is he, a dog?
No, you know what I mean. Like put on waivers. There was somebody who just got put on waivers that was a little surprising and cleared too. I'm trying to think. I have to go look at Cap Friendly, but yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. Holy crap! The Oilers won a game, albeit in overtime, but still. And look who came to play. McDavid.
2 goals for McDavid on that 25th and 26th. Way to make sure that you actually deserve the captaincy.
Oh, James Reimer shaking off that post-Teal syndrome.
In Vancouver, the Canucks lose in overtime 4-3 over the Desert Dogs. Oh, excuse us.
Ben Berchi potting too, still not good enough. You talk about a team that is so missing Pettersson. Holy crap.
Right.
Oh, man.
And then
lost to the Dogs, man.
And then the final score in LA, Senators 4, Kings 1 in the battle of teams that suck. Former Shark Chris Tierney with 2 goals on the night.
Dude, isn't Chris Tierney like their number 1 center right now?
Pretty much, dude.
Hey, low. That's how bad things have gotten in Ottawa, my friends. Chris Tierney is the number 1 center on an NHL hockey team.
And rumor has it that Ryan Zingle, who picked up an assist, might also be part of a rumor for a trade to San Jose. Of all things, we trade with Ottawa again? No,
I don't have a problem with that, but who are we trading to get Zingle? That Zingle's that's a decent property to have.
Right.
I'm just wondering who. I mean, are we talking, is Justin Braun involved in this deal, or is it something like a Ryan Merkley type? You know what I mean? It's the idea of, you would think for Zingle there's got to be a current, like somebody you can plug in now, but also something for the future. If you're going to share the screen, at least have something up there, man.
Well, I was trying to hide a burp. So as we go to the standings, because now we are getting to where the standings do matter. Calgary at 60, San Jose at 59. Calgary has a game in hand on San Jose. They have 2 on Vegas.
Are you trying to say if the playoffs started today?
No. Rocket
okay,
hasn't made it to California just yet. So no. Just a point back of Calgary. San Jose is at there. Vegas is 2 points back now with the loss tonight. So tightening up in the Pacific, which is the better division than the Central, where Nashville, Winnipeg, and Dallas are at it. Dallas is now coming on a little bit despite the loss tonight. They're at 50. Colorado at 48 holds down the first wild card, while Minnesota is at 47 holding on the last wild card spot, with Anaheim, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Arizona just 6 points out of a playoff spot, if you can believe it.
You know what, though? Looking at that, though, it is making me wonder, is the Central going to send 5 teams to the playoffs? Like, will Gibson somehow try to put Anaheim on his back for the second half of the season after doing it for the first half? Will Edmonton, because honestly, those are the, like, you can sit there and go, okay, Edmonton, Vancouver, same amount of points. But let's be honest, Edmonton has a wee bit more talent, I think. I mean, you can sit there and go, yeah, Besser, Pettersson, although injured. But then I look at Edmonton and it's, God, man, if only Darnell Nurse had a partner. But obviously McDavid and Draisaitl and, you know, the usual suspects, you would think that, I don't know. I just, Anaheim and Edmonton, you would think that one of those teams might be able to, I don't know, climb it. I'm just saying.
I completely agree. You would think one of them will, will leapfrog over and be that final wild card team.
So I'll give you the Central Division people. Okay, I'll give you your whole thing of that. The Central is a stronger division than the Pacific, and the Pacific sucks, even though the top 3 teams have more points. Sure, because you guys have 5 teams in right now. Okay.
Yeah, but 2 weeks ago the Pacific had 5 teams. So
exactly. But so I'm just saying, it's like if you want to have that narrative today, sure. But because things change, it wasn't that long ago that Vancouver was the top team in the Pacific Division.
It wasn't long ago that Anaheim was trying to get to first place. Now they're 1-6-3, and believe it or not, are just 1 point out of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
In the East, the usual suspects in the Metro: Washington, Pittsburgh, Columbus. Atlantic, Tampa Bay is just running away with it. I'm not sure. They might have clinched the playoff spot by now. and not just that, AJ, but they've have 31 rows. That's unheard of, and only have 8 regulation losses all year.
Oh man. And you know what? So we saw a considerable streak end tonight by way of the Sharks. Vegas streak is over. So we go to the next streak. We give you the applause, New York Rangers, on your current 5-game losing streak, because you have the next big streak to look at. So congratulations, my friend.
We're going streaking.
That's right. So again, the next game that we will see you after is Ottawa, the worst team in all of the NHL. Good for you. So,
and it should be an emotional return for a bunch of former Sharks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. Oh, you know what? I am incorrect. The worst team in all of the NHL right now is, in fact, the Los Angeles Kings.
Even
30. What? Hold on. Let me look. Ottawa has 39 points. LA has 37. They are low, man. 37 for LA, 38 for Philly, 39 for Detroit and Ottawa.
Wow.
LA, you are the worst team in the NHL. Congratulations. But God, Ottawa's not even the worst team in their division right now. That's either way. But they did just beat the LA Kings, which would explain why LA is where they're at. Had that game flipped, Ottawa would in fact be the worst team. So anywho, 2-7-1 over their last 10. They're 6-14-1 away from their own barn. So yeah, this has all the makings of a trap. A -32 goal differential, which right now, looking at the numbers, is 4th worst in the NHL. So we'll see what's going on. I'm seeing some talking here about it is Martin Jones Marvel bobblehead giveaway on Saturday night. I got to I'll be the first one here to admit it. I saw the bobblehead, and this might be the worst bobblehead I've ever seen. And the reason being is
on the last one though.
What the Owen Nolan one? Are you crazy?
No, not the Nolan one. That there was a different one. I thought.
Well, see that I wasn't a fan of the Evander Kane one that you're holding. And the reason being is because it's like when I get a bobblehead, I want them to like be in a pose that they're known for. Like if you're going to do a hurdle bobblehead, how do you not do him in the pose where he scored on Baron? Like that should just been a bit fait accompli, you know.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not a fan of bobbleheads when they're not in their gear. That's my whole thing. So, and the other thing too is this is Marvel night. Is there anything Marvel about what the bobblehead is wearing? No, nothing in particular. The reason being is because you have to get licensing for all of that. How they got the Captain America thing for Pavelski, I'll never know. It makes me wonder if they just did it and then apologized for it after, saying, "Oh, we didn't realize." So it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. This is like the one bobblehead that I'm looking at that I'm going, meh. Like it. Let me just put it this way: if you're a fan of this bobblehead, you can be guaranteed that it will be a giveaway very shortly. we will come up with a contest that you can win that bobblehead, just because I'm going to the game and I don't want mine, so I'll give it away to somebody who's watching us. I'm just not a fan. I want stuff that has the Sharks logo on it. I don't even know what the hell the logo is that's on there. I mean, honestly, you look at that. If it doesn't say Martin Jones on it, that could literally be any goaltender in the league. You know what I mean? So I just wish I'd rather it be in a Sharks gear. Like, how about you? I would have much rather have had Martin Jones in stealth gear. That would have been tight. But I digress. We've gone on way too long. So thank you very much for the people that joined us tonight. Again, we do this after every single Sharks game. So by all means, please come and join us. We will be here following the Ottawa game. A little earlier start that game, 7 o'clock, because of Hockey Night in Canada. Remember, Mr. Drew Remenda will be in the city of San Jose. So you might want to keep an eye out on, I don't know, Ruzanowski's social media, Randy Hahn's social media, Jamie Bay. You never know where the bald one may show up. You may want to keep an eye on our social media. He might show up there. You never know. So do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on the social media channels if you would. Twitter, Instagram, so you know them all. Facebook, we're there. Catch us on your favorite podcatcher. Subscribe to it, whether it be iTunes, Google, Stitcher Play, SoundCloud, TuneIn, what have you. But please, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe to our YouTube channel, she will not be on the next show. So you have to subscribe, or Kayla will not be here for the next show. I'm just saying. Subscribe for Kayla, people.
Yes. And check out Felix's hockey takes along with his other series, Growing the Game. You can always check that out on Teal Town USA. Oh yeah.
I hate it. I hate that. So where can the people find you on the social?
You can find me at PuckGuy14 on the Twitter and the Instagram. Also helping out with the graphics on Teal Town USA.
All right, unplug your phone, dude, because it's making noises.
Is it making noises?
Yep. Noises? You don't have a solid connection. I'm hearing clicks, brother.
Whatever. There we go. Twitter, Instagram, PuckGuy14, helping out with the Insta on Teal Town USA, just like Mr. AJ Strong does.
Yes, AJ_Strong on Twitter, on Instagram. Those are pretty much the only social media channels I really care about. So those are the ones I pay attention to. So hit me up on those if you would. Again, Teal Town USA, Instagram, on Twitter, all of those cool things. Give us a like on Facebook. Just go on Google and search Teal Town USA. Whatever you see, just click like. Just do all those things.
Yep.
Help us out. Especially since no one helped us out in the super chat tonight. No, I'm kidding. I'm not joking anybody. I was only kidding. If this is your first time here, I kid. I do it a lot.
Yes, he does. He does.
All right. So what's your problem?
No, you do kid. Great. Looking at it, isn't the Ottawa and Pitt at 7? Interesting. I don't know if Pittsburgh is at 7. Are they?
I don't know. I don't care about Pittsburgh. The hell do I care about Pittsburgh? Maybe are they at 7 Eastern?
No, there you are. No, it is a 7 o'clock start because the Sharks play the Desert Dogs the next night at 7 o'clock. So a couple of 7 p.m. starts for the next couple home games. So be on the lookout for that. So
what the hell are you talking about?
So they play Ottawa on Saturday at 7, and then they have a couple days off. They take on Pittsburgh in San Jose at 7 p.m. However, the next night they're in Arizona to take on the Dogs, which is also at 7 p.m. So,
all right, interesting. Well, see, and this just goes to show you, every once in a while you have to get an updated schedule, because the schedule I'm looking at right here, it originally had this game on Saturday to being a 1 o'clock game, Sharks versus Senators.
And they changed it for Hockey Night in Canada.
Yes. But then again, and I am not even lying, somewhere on here, I'm looking for it. Yes. The game on October 26th Friday, October 26th versus Carolina. They also had listed at 4:30 a.m. So, and the game, and I'm not even lying, February 5th, Tuesday at Winnipeg. I don't know if you can see it, but it has it listed as a 5 a.m. start.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah. That's I mean, you talk about a whiteout. That's going to be hard to do a whiteout at 5 a.m. people. I'm just saying.
People haven't shoveled their snow out or anything like that, for that matter.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. So we will be back with you on Saturday night. Well, not us. We'll be at the game. So find us and say hi. But somebody will be here to talk about this game.
Somebody better be here.
I hope. Otherwise, we're rushing to your house to do the show.
I'm kidnapping Drew.
That's right, Drew. You're coming with us, and you'll like it. We'll be back with you following Sharks and Senators. That game will be at 7 p.m. Then we'll be here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that bell as well. That'll notify you when we drop something like we did Jersey Jargon yesterday. Me and Hockey Jerk or Pucknologist came out earlier today. You can check that out on the YouTube or the .com or the SoundCloud. So subscribe to everything that we do. Just look for Teal Town USA. That's the best way you could do it. So until then, keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. We will see you.
Oh, look at that. Put this in your come to Vegas jar. Hey now.
VGK. Bravo.
Thank you, sir. He got in just under the wire.
Yes.
Thank you. And remember to follow Lacey tomorrow for Barracuda Ontario Rain updates.
Definitely. We'll be on the lookout for that. So until then, have a great night, everyone. We will see you Saturday night following Sharks and Senators.
What, do we have no Drew Remenda bumper to end the show with? That's right. You had to unplug everything. Okay. Let me take over. Hi, I'm Drew Remenda. You've tuned into another Teal Town USA After Dark. All right. That's the best I can do.
Good night, everyone.